Let me do that. Let me do that. Hello, I'm live. It's Thursday. I'm Hannah from Hand and Crochet. I'm so happy that you're here with me. It's lunchtime for me here, well, 1 o'clock in the afternoon, but I know it's super early in lots of parts of the world. So good morning, hello, welcome, good evening, wherever you are. I'm just popping on, and I do apologise during this Bauble-ing along crochet event, which if you don't know what I'm on about, I'll tell you in a minute. But during the event, I had planned to go live so much more than I have, and I'm really sorry, but I have been quite poorly. So I haven't had any voice and I haven't been able to. So I'm really, really sorry. But if you've been following along, everything has been running and everyone's been able to access the patterns and people have been making them and sharing them and all that kind of stuff. So it's been brilliant, absolutely brilliant so far. And we're on day 11 now. So yeah, 11 baubles out into the world. Angela's here. Hi, Angela. How are you? Lovely, lovely that you're here. Where are you, Angela? Tell me where you are in the world. If you can't tell by my accent, I'm over here in the UK. So I do love to know where everyone's from, and what a wonderful thing that we can share our passion together wherever we are in the world. It's so wonderful. Anyway, I'm waffling away. I'm here to chat with you about the Bauble-ing Along collection, amongst other things. But today I thought rather than just me waffle about what we're doing, etc., because I'll give you the link and you can find out all the information and join us there. What I thought we'd do is talk about chart reading, because this is one of the things that I wanted to try and help people address, because I know that in crochet colourwork, people get really, really scared of reading charts. And like, completely hands up, that was me until not that long ago. Because just because you're a designer and just because you're perfectly capable of designing stitches and creating garments and all of this kind of stuff, it doesn't mean that there aren't things that still scare me in crochet. It doesn't mean that there aren't things that I haven't tried and that I don't know. All I do is just force myself to do it and force myself to learn them. So sorry, I'm distracted now. Angela said again, oh, Montreal in Canada. Oh, is it snowy and cold? Tell me it's but lovely and snowy and cold over there, I tell me. And bought your bauble course when you were live with Brianna Kay. Yeah, my wonderful friend Brianna. She has her stocking course going on at the moment, her magical stitches. If you haven't seen those, you absolutely should. Oh, and there's someone on Facebook won't let me see your name. I'm so sorry, but hello, Facebook user. It tells me good morning from California. I hope it's nice and sunny there. It's so cold here. So cold here. Anyway, I'm waffling. I'm going to pop in the comments. It should show up everywhere. This is the course that we are doing at the moment. Now, there are different options. I always like to give different options for people because I know that times are tough right now. Things are expensive and you might not be able to stretch to purchasing this entire course from me. If you can, fantastic. I've done it at a price that I think it's definitely worth, and I've cut it down as much as I can. But I do have free versions on my blog for you to view throughout the crochet along. And those patterns, those written patterns, will stay there indefinitely on my blog, but they are supported by ads. So I do get something back from you using those. So thank you if you choose to do it that way too. So I'm going to show you the bauble for today, she says. I said I wouldn't waffle and I'm waffling already. This is today's bauble, and this is an overlay mosaic crochet bauble. Angela said again, only -1. No snow yet, glorious sun. Oh, I don't mind cold if it's sunny and not raining. We get an awful lot of cold and rain over here, and I'm not a fan. I must admit, I'm not a fan. So good for glorious sun, hey? So yeah, so today's bauble is an overlay mosaic one, which I know, again, lots of people get really, really stressed and well, I always say this because it's basically my mum. My mum will often message me going, oh, that looks amazing, but I can't do that. That looks too hard. And this course, these 21 baubles that I've created for you, this is me showing you that actually, come on, we can do this together. We can learn all the skills and the techniques that we need in order to achieve these. And make some amazing things. So we've got the mosaic ones. If you haven't already seen, this is the one, I shouldn't tell you really, should I? But this one that's coming tomorrow, this one's got little bells on it. And sorry, the light's making the white shine there, but if I put it back, you'll see. So little bells with little golden bits on the bottom of them, and that's tapestry crochet. and that's very much like this, the holly leaves one. Tapestry crochet, it has such a different look to the mosaic, doesn't it? And then the other one that we have been doing is fair isle crochet, which I thought people would be really, really dead against this one, but so many people have done all of these and not the other ones. So I'm so happy that people are using split single crochets. I mean, who would have thought? Hey, they sound tricky, and you know what, when you try them, they're really tricky the first time because you have to really, really work your hook into them. But once you get the knack of exactly how to loosen your tension and how to let the hook do the work for you, they're really, really good fun. So if anyone watching has made any, let me know which ones you've made, which are your favourites so far, and all that kind of jazz. Let me know, let me know. What I thought I'd do is, if we pop to, I'll share my screen and I'll show you where you can find today's pattern if you want to join along for free. And if you don't want to, if you've already purchased the ebook, then you just need to go and find whichever pattern you fancy doing. And then I'll show you the charts, and we'll just go through how different charts are different. I can't work out how to say it. How charts are different for the different techniques. That's what I mean. That's what I mean, Hannah. Right. Let's go across to here. So over on here, we have got, so this is the main, what we're calling the roundup, over on the Hand Done Crochet blog. And this, you can probably see my mouse wiggling around there. That's the one we want. So each day I update this post when I get up in the morning, and I give you the link for the pattern for today. And so all you need to do, it basically tells you what they're called, where to find them, which technique we're using, all that kind of stuff. And you'll see, if I whiz up a little bit, these are the patterns that have all been and gone. But the only thing that has gone, if you're doing the free version, is the access to the chart, which I'll show you in a minute. The written version of the patterns is still on the blog, and you'll still be able to get those. So don't worry about that. So find today's, and we're going to click find the pattern for today. And over we go to today's. And then what we need to do is scroll down. Obviously, all these blog posts, I had to do them all pretty much the same and put all the details on all of them, because if people want to come and just make a single one, I wanted them to have all the yarn and the measurements and all that kind of stuff. So you'll see all of the different versions of the mosaic baubles, all of the details about the crochet along. If you want to buy the ebook, if you want to do the course, then of course all the yarn and all those kinds of things, materials that you'll need, the video tutorial, because there's a video tutorial available to watch for each of the 3 different techniques. So I don't even know if I've said that. Have I said that? The 3 techniques: overlay mosaic crochet, which is obviously what we've got here today with us. There's tapestry crochet, which I mentioned, and then the fair isle. So, Pamela's here. Good morning, Pamela. How are you? So yeah, we'll carry on going down, and you will get to the written pattern. All of the special stitches are in there, but in all honesty, they're not that special and they're not that tricky. They're all stuff that you will have tried and used before. And then when we get to, this is the one we're looking for, the overlay mosaic section, which is the colourwork section, we need to press on download the chart. So click on that one there, and that will take you to a new tab, which has got the chart in it. So this is a PDF, and you can download this chart, and you can print it, you can keep it, you can do what you like with it. But this chart matches up with the written pattern, which is on the blog, or if you have the ebook, this is already in the ebook with the written pattern alongside it. So however you want to access it, this is what you're looking for, this is what you're getting, and this will be available for 24 hours on the blog. Now, I just wanted to show, because oh my goodness, how scary does this chart look? Or it did to me, or would have done to me anyway. I know that I made this one, so I should know what it means. But I'm just going to compare it against a fair isle one. Now, I say a fair isle one, this is one of the fair isle baubles, but that could also be a tapestry bauble, because tapestry baubles and the fair isle ones, you read them in exactly the same way. Basically, these ones, where is the tartan bauble? Let's show you that. I don't know how small am I in your screen? You can probably see me. There you go. So this is the tartan bauble, which is a fair isle one, but you could actually use this chart to use for a tapestry one. The difference here is that Tapestry and fair art, we change colours during the rounds. So you're going to say, do on this chart here, it will tell you in this first row here of the colour work, it's going to, I can't see what number. Oh, I should put my glasses on. That's why they're on my head, so that I can see what I'm doing. There we go. Look at round 7 if you can squid in that far. We've got a dark grey colour first, and then we've got a white, and then we've got 3 dark greys, and then a white and a dark grey, and that's going to make this shape here at the bottom of the bauble. And now, in order to do that, this is what this chart is telling us. It's telling us we need to change the colour throughout the round. And in the videos I show you in the fair art and in the tapestry how to change colours. I always do it on my last yarn over and pull through of the stitch before. And of course, you then have to float your yarn, as we call it, around the back and on the inside. And on these, it doesn't really matter because you will never see it. There's no back of the work because it's always encased. So no, it doesn't matter what these look like inside. The point is here, we're trying to learn these techniques. We're trying to find out how to carry our yarn, how to create floats, how to change the colours, all those important things. So don't worry and don't be hard on yourself if the backs look a little bit wonky. It really, really doesn't matter. So that's how we read these charts, and we read them from right to left. And then once you've finished round 7, you then go back to the start on the right hand side for round 8, and you read it that way again. Now, if you are these are it doesn't really matter right or left-handed. If you wanted to do left-handed, you would need to, if you wanted it to be exactly the same pattern as here is on this picture, you would read it in the opposite way. But that really only matters for if you're doing kind of words and images that aren't symmetrical. But if you're not worried, if you are happy for your tartan to be a mirror image, then just read from the right to the left. Oh, lots of people saying hello. Sorry, let's pause a minute. I don't know if you can tell, but I'm still having trouble with my chest, so I'm really breathless. I'm really sorry. I'm quite a fit person, but this has really knocked me, this one. Oh, Pamela's doing well, thank you, she said. Oh, look, yes, she's almost finished with the Festive Trees bauble. Yay! Where's my Festive Trees one? I really like this one. It was one of the earliest ones that I designed, and I really, really like it. And I put like little bits for snowdrops and stuff, but if you don't want to put those on, you don't have to put those on. That's the great thing about these, like you can switch the colours around, you can change the bits in the middle. The repeats on the charts and in the pattern are such that you can make them your own. You can add things, you can take things away, you can do whatever you like now that you've got these basic designs. Who else have we got? It's going slow, she says, as it's my first time with the waistcoat stitch. So yeah, so that's the other name for it, isn't it? So it's the waistcoat stitch, also known as the split single crochet. That's US terms. If you're using UK terms, it's a split double crochet. And I did not know until the other day. Do you know why we use different terms in the US and the UK? It is, well, I won't wait for you to answer. It's because in the UK, we count the amount of loops over the stitch. I think it's that way around. And in the yes. And in the US, you do the number of times that you work the stitch. So goodness knows why people didn't talk about that and decide to use one way or the other. But anyway, I learned that bit of trivia. But I haven't told you that particularly well, so sorry about that. Google it. Oh, look, Michelle's here. Hello, Michelle. I love your baubles. Oh, thank you, Michelle. Thank you. Michelle from MJ's Off the Hook. She is absolutely amazing. And I don't know if any of you joined in her festive advent calendar crochet along. Like, it's amazing. If you haven't done them or seen them, all of the patterns are still available on her blog, or you can buy the ebook, and you should absolutely go and do it and get it ready for like next year. My mother-in-law does that. She makes stuff in January ready for next year. So this is my hope with all of this as well. If you don't have a chance to make these baubles, or if you don't have a chance to make Michelle's calendar or anything, get them now, and then you can get all the yarn like as Christmas presents or on the sale whenever it comes up in sale, and then make them ready for next year. That's definitely what I do anyway. So I'm waffling now. Let's go back to our mosaic chart. Here we go. Here's a mosaic chart, and let me find my mosaic bauble. Here we go. So the difference now between Feral and the tapestry charts and the mosaic charts is that obviously you can see we've got crosses on them, these X's, but also we've got two different colours. But what we've got is the fact that we only use one colour per round. And for a long time, this kind of blew my mind a bit because I was like, well, how does that work? How do you actually then get the colour work in this? How do you get the pattern? Well, it's because the X's, the crosses, are going to show you where to put your stitch. Let me make, I'm struggling here we go. Let me make myself big again. Well, not me, the ball, you want to see the bauble. So this is what we're aiming for. We're going for a stitch that is worked, it's in this round here that you see of those three white ones there, but this last stitch is a double crochet, a US double crochet, and it's worked down into 2 rounds below. And so each round only uses one colour, but you have to do your mosaic stitches, as they're called, or drop down double crochets into 2 rounds below. And so it kind of has the feel of like, if anyone's ever worked like a moss stitch or a linen stitch, where you work down into previous rounds or previous spaces, that's the whole idea of this, but you have a closed fabric. Because every single stitch, if it's not a mosaic stitch, every single stitch is a single crochet in the back loop only. So it feels very much like tapestry crochet because every single stitch in this is a single crochet in the back loop only. So if you can manage to do these, then you'll absolutely be able to do these, even though I think these perhaps look a bit more complicated. Forgive me if I'm wrong, but I find these that they look more complicated. It looks like you need to do more counting and stuff, but actually you don't. I think in some ways you need to do less. So let's go back to the chart. And I don't know how close up that is. It's probably really diddy if you're watching on a phone, but you can probably see along here that we have these X's. Now these X's are actually the only thing that you need to refer to in these charts, because at the beginning of the round, say, I need my glasses on again, sorry. At the beginning of the round, say for round 8, we can see that we're using the colour B, so it's the white colour, and we've got a white, but it hasn't got a cross in it. So we know that that's just a single crochet in the back loop only. Now the next space, the next square, sorry, on the chart is actually the second colour, but we know that that entire round has to be worked in B. So regardless of what colour you come across on that round, you will always be working in your B colour. So we know that that's a single crochet in the back loop only because it doesn't have a cross in it. Now the next 3 stitches along have got a cross in them. And so we know that those stitches are going to be our mosaic stitches, so our drop down double crochets, and they're going to go into the stitches, the front loops of 2 rounds below. And that sounds really wordy, and I know it's really wordy, and I'm sure there's a much better way of explaining it. But basically you just need to work single crochets in the back loop only with the colour for that round. And then anytime you come across a cross or an X, you need to work a mosaic stitch. And so they're not as tricky as they may seem, I don't think. But I completely understand why it's really intimidating to read charts. And the thing with me, with crochet and with Hanjan and everything I'm trying to do here, is that I want to empower people to be able to try everything that they would like to try. Because I don't want you to sort of look at charts and say, no, I can't do that. I want to help you to break stuff down and work out how it works. So that's my aim, the aim of my game. So what was the other thing I was going to do? Oh, I was going to put the link in for, excuse me, the entire collection. There we go. Let's pop that in. And hopefully this will come up There we are. So that is if you would like to find out all the information on the blog. And so someone messaged me earlier saying, I have joined up and I bought the ebook, but you keep sending me messages for the daily free version. And I said, yes, I do. I'm really sorry if that's annoying. But if you have bought the ebook or you've bought the course, I am also doing during the whole event 4 what I'm calling bauble bonuses. So they are completely unrelated to the baubles. They're just little extras from me, like just a little festive treat. One of them is some label, and they're all still available. So if you just go hunting for these bauble bonus graphics on the blog post, they could be on any of the I nearly called them pom-poms. They could be on any of the bauble posts, and click on them. Whatever it is will appear for you. And so far we have, what was it, the first one? Oh, some Christmas labels, festive labels that you can print off and use. Then the second one was is an ebook, an entire ebook, which is for sale in my stores for $12, but it is yours for free if you would like to go and find it. And I'm going to leave that there until the end of the crochet along. So on the 22nd, that will disappear. And then I think it might be tomorrow, it might be the next day, I'm going to go a bit crazy and add lots and lots of Ravelry voucher codes. There will only be a set amount of them, but there will be lots of Ravelry codes up for grabs, so you can spend those however you like. And then the other extra one, where is it? This is, some people have spotted this already. This is my little presents bauble, which is, sorry, the light's blasting it out there, isn't it? The presents bauble, which is just kind of a step up from all of the other ones. But I think it might be my very, very favourite one. It's a Fair Isle crochet bauble, and it will be yours, the entire PDF will be yours for free on one of the days coming up sometime soon. So even if you've got the ebook, even if you've got the course, follow along and make sure you click on the links every day, because there may well be a little bonus and a little extra for you. Oh, Pamela said, I've had the yarn on order for Michelle's advent calendar. Yes, I think excuse me, I think Michelle used Mellow Spun, didn't she, from Mary Maxim, which is I'm designing some things with that at the moment. It's a really, really lovely yarn to use. It's 100% acrylic, and it works really, really nicely for homeware, decorations, that kind of thing. But also I'm making some garments from it, and it's a really, really nice yarn. So if you haven't had a look at that, you definitely should. I'm going to look at my list, because I actually wrote myself a list today because I thought I won't remember everything I wanted to say. But I think I have. I think I've covered everything. I think I have. If you have any questions for me and you're watching on the replay, then please do just let me know. Pop them in the comments, and I will catch up with them. Mila's asked, how many bonuses have there been so far? There have been 2. There have been 2 bonuses so far, and they are both still up and available for grabs. There's the ebook, and then there's the gift labels, and they are, as I say, on 2 of the bauble posts. So if you go and just search through them, they'll pop up for you somewhere or other, and you'll be able to find them. But if you are on my email subscriber list, I have been doing little reminders with like direct links, so you don't have to search around too much. But it's a nice bit of a treasure hunt to go and find them. So yeah, so sorry that I'm so breathy. And yeah, and sorry again that I haven't been around quite as much as I had hoped I would be. But this time of year, hey, it gets us, doesn't it? It's so hard this time of year. I don't know if everyone's sort of prepped and ready for Christmas, but I am certainly not. But yeah, my little boy Elliot, who's 5, he finishes school tomorrow. So hopefully, once the school holidays start, we can all get well again, and we'll be able to enjoy our festive time together. And speaking of him, actually, I was going to show you that. So the bauble that I promised him I would tell you all, the bauble that we are getting tomorrow, so the bells, was actually designed by Elliot, who is 5.5. He won't be very happy if I don't do that. And so I started designing these like on a complete whim back in October, and I I was designing away and I was like, what should I put on them? I was saying to the children, what pattern should I put on my baubles, blah, blah, blah. And Elliot said, Mummy, I'll design some for you. And so he went to bed with a big stash of paper and a pen, and he came down the next morning and presented me with loads and loads of pictures of baubles that he wanted me to make. And it was just the most precious thing. He just really, I didn't do the birds. They looked, I wasn't quite convinced that my talents would run that far. Maybe next year we can go on to that. But yeah, he wanted bells on his, so I promised him I would design them for him. So they're for him. Oh, thank you, Mila. Thank you for your bauble patterns. They're wonderful. I'm so glad that you're enjoying them, and I'm so glad that so many people are joining and having a go and picking the ones that they really want to do. That's the whole idea, and I'm so glad that people are doing that. But as I say, you can, if you wanted to get the whole collection of all 21 of them, and then you can work on them throughout the year next year. If you do that, this crochet along, it doesn't matter if you can join in and make them now or not. Just grab the whole collection if you would like to, and then keep them, and then do post when you make them. I want to see baubles in May, June, July, any time of the year, because this time of year is so hard, isn't it, to make stuff. Find time for yourself, find time to crochet and to be creative, whilst also trying to catch up with everything else that's going on. So please don't be hard on yourself or worry if you can't manage to make any at the moment. But anyway, thank you so much for joining me. It's been a lovely chat, and I will, if I work well enough, I will pop in again before the end of the crochet along, just to see how everyone's getting on. But please do come into the community group and post your baubles, because we would love to see them. And have a lovely rest of your day, everyone, whatever time of the day it is for you, and I'll see you again